Dash cams were meant for insurance claims, but they capture something that makes us go, how the hell are we going to explain this to the authorities? These are the 12 most disturbing things caught on dashcam footage. Chelyabinsk meteor. Let's start off with a meteor that would blow your mind. On February 15th, 2013, Russian dashcams captured something that people would never be able to explain to the police or be the right witnesses in their lifetime. The guy in the car came across a meteor striking across the sky before exploding with a force of 30 atomic bombs. This is the Chelyabinsk meteor that entered the Earth's atmosphere, traveling at over 40,000 miles per hour, creating a blinding flash that was brighter than anything we have ever seen. Thousands of dash cams across this region simultaneously recorded this unreal event. The footage shows an ordinary winter morning suddenly transformed into a straight out of a sci-fi movie day, where a brilliant white streak tore across the sky, growing impossibly bright before erupting in a massive airburst. The shock wave that followed shattered windows across 6 cities, injured over 1,500 people, and even sent panic through the whole region. What's even more haunting is the mundane nature of the moments before it happened. People were just driving to work, dropping kids at home, perhaps running some errands, and then the sky exploded. The meteor fragmented approximately 18 miles above Earth's surface, but its effects were catastrophic, which is enough to remind humanity how small and vulnerable we are compared to the cosmic events that are happening everywhere. Scientists even estimate that the meteor was about 65 feet in diameter and weighed over 10,000 tons before finally disintegrating. If it had struck the Earth intact, the consequences would have been absurd. UPS cargo plane crash. Let's talk about another horrifying dashcam footage. In the early morning hours at Louisiana's Kentucky airport, a dashcam captured something that would become one of the most devastating aviation disasters in recent memory. It was a UPS cargo plane that was struggling during takeoff from the company's global aviation hub. It suddenly faltered and plummeted back and came crashing back to Earth. The footage is chilling when we look at its clarity. The aircraft can be seen climbing and then abruptly losing altitude. Within just seconds, it crashes into a massive fireball that illuminates even though it's pre-dawn. The explosion was so powerful that it killed at least 9 people and injured 11 others, sending a shock wave through the entire area. The footage is particularly chilling because of the helplessness it conveys. The dashcam operator could only watch as the tragedy struck, unable to do anything but bear witness to the final moments of the aircraft and crew. Aviation experts also analyzed the footage and noted the catastrophic nature of the failure. Whatever went wrong happened way too quickly for anyone to even react. These incidents serve as a reminder of the risks that are faced by cargo pilots who often fly during odd hours in challenging conditions, carrying critical shipments that move the economy. For families of those lost, the dashcam footage is the last documented moments of their loved ones. You thought we were done? Subscribe now because this dashcam footage is going to get eerier and darker. The Browns Plains ambush. At 3 a.m. in Browns Plains, Queensland, a dashcam captured what appeared to be a coordinated insurance fraud attempt that would completely blow your mind. Looking at the footage, it shows a vehicle going forward into the current car, but something crazy happens as the vehicle moves a bit away. There is a woman who comes onto the sidewalk and deliberately pushes herself into the moving car, trying to be heard in order to get that insurance claim. Immediately after the incident, another person appeared and came to the woman, worried sick. The driver, recognizing the danger, made a split-second decision to flee. This wasn't just about any other fraudulent insurance. The coordination and the timing suggested that it was a potential carjacking in progress. Honestly, the 3M timing is also crucial because criminals deliberately target late or early morning hours when the roads are empty. Hell pays less and the victims are isolated. The presence of multiple individuals appearing at the same time indicates that it was all planned. If the driver had not been equipped with a dash cam and the awareness to recognize it, the outcome could have been far worse. Highway insurance scam. If this dash cam footage was disturbing, wait till you see the next one. This footage is from a busy highway that captured a brazen insurance fraud attempt that demonstrates just how dangerous these schemes have become. People from all over the world come to America to claim insurance, and a lot of them even get permanent citizenship because of the drama that they show to the government. This video shows a woman driving normally when another car suddenly cuts her off, forcing her to slam on the brakes to avoid the collision. Thankfully, she was on call with her boyfriend. And this wasn't any accident. It was a calculated scam. The perpetrators deliberately executed what's known as a swoop and squat maneuver, where the driver stops behind the other and then brakes suddenly, hoping to cause a rear-end collision. In many jurisdictions, the rear driver is automatically presumed at fault, making this one of the most attractive schemes for fraudsters. What makes the footage quite disturbing is the casual and dehumanizing call. Moments later, a whole family came out, faking blows to their head, until one of them realized that there was a dash cam installed. From there, they just ran away. What do you think would happen if there were no dash cam installed? Let us know in the comments down below. Louisville Bridge disaster. These dash cam videos are just getting crazier. And again, so subscribe now, because we're moving to the most interesting one of them all. Now let's talk about the Louisville Bridge disaster, where a dash cam captured the terrifying moment when a semi-truck crashed on the Louisville Bridge, ending up precariously hanging over the Ohio River. The footage shows the massive truck losing control, crashing through the barrier, and coming to rest with its cab dangling over the edge. The guy inside was suspended between life and death. The physics here is brutal. Thousands of pounds of truck and cargo were holding the cab and the edge in place, nothing but twisted metal and structural luck. The first responders also faced an extraordinarily dangerous rescue operation because any wrong move could send the entire vehicle and potentially their driver into the river below, where chances of surviving were quite slim. Highway stalker. A truck driver's dash cam captured something that appears to be a deliberate attempt to force them off the road. The footage shows something far more disturbing than just simple road rage. This was a truck driver by the name Pedro who was driving on a haunted road when it happened. Some pretext before going into this case is that many of his co-workers already reported seeing something eerie when they went on the highway. This is what they would describe: a ghostly figure that would appear only at night when they would be passing by. A lot of people deemed it as nothing more than them seeing things because life is tough. The ghostly figure, as you can see in the footage, would be standing on the side of Louisiana. But in this one particular case of Pedro, the woman was sitting on the side while waving her hand like she expected Pedro to see her in the first place. It was a pale girl sitting on the side of the road, hunched over. As soon as he went over, she waved at him, which made the whole case even more eerie. Kangaroo attack. So far, we've seen ghostly figures or maybe carjacking attempts. But what if an actual force of nature attacked you so hard that you wouldn't even get any insurance claim? Australian dash cams have captured some of the more bizarre encounters with wildlife, but nothing compares to the footage of a kangaroo actively attacking a vehicle. The video shows a kangaroo not just crossing the road, but as the vehicle is moving, it literally came to target the car, jumping towards it with aggressive attempts. Kangaroos are far more dangerous than most people realize. An adult male can be just over 6 feet tall and weigh over 200 pounds, and they deliver kicks that are powerful enough to destroy predators. Their sharp claws can tear through metals, and they have been known to use their legs to dent car panels and even shatter windshields. Even though the car in this case didn't have huge damage, the psychological damage to the Australian driver was something that he might not recover from anytime soon. Teen joyride case. This case is particularly disturbing because on Florida Highway, the Florida Highway Patrol dash cam footage captured the horrifying conclusion of a high-speed chase involving 5 juveniles aged 12 to 16 who stole an SUV. The video is from May 2021, and it shows the kind of crash that looks straight out of a Hollywood movie. On the freeway, the stolen SUV goes through traffic at dangerous speeds, changing lanes frantically to escape the pursuing officers. Then the disaster struck as the vehicle hit many other cars, ultimately flipping over in a violent tumble and scattering debris across multiple lanes. The footage is disturbing not just for the violence, but for what it represents. These are children making poor decisions. This is the life-altering consequence. The crash injured all 5 juveniles and a bicyclist, but miraculously, no one was killed. Drug truck driver. Speaking of crashes, this one involved graphic content and multiple fatalities. California dash cam footage shows the horrifying moment when a semi-truck and a driver, who was allegedly under the influence of drugs, slammed into multiple vehicles, killing 3 people instantly. The footage shows the massive truck going down the highway with no attempt to slow down or even avoid the stopped traffic. The collision here was catastrophic. Vehicles were flying with an impact like a paper under the truck's immense weight and momentum. The force sent the car spinning, creating a chain reaction of secondary collisions and transforming a normal commute into a scene of absolute destruction. Authorities later revealed that the driver was actually under the influence of drugs and came to the United States illegally, while being held by the Department of Homeland Security later on. 3 people left that morning for work and never came back home. This is the severity of the destruction that this guy caused. Tesla autopilot fail. Then comes a very interesting case of a Tesla Model 3 dashcam, which captured the moment when the vehicle's autopilot system completely failed to detect a deer that was standing directly on the highway. The footage reveals both the promise and peril of autonomous driving technology. The video shows a deer visible in the road ahead, and he attempted to drive around it. Any attentive driver would have seen it and reacted. But the Tesla autopilot system seemed to ignore it, even though the cameras could clearly see, and the footage was even captured using Tesla's own cameras too. The driver's analysis was also telling. He said that the deer was very difficult to see due to oncoming headlights, so it's not too surprising that the autopilot cameras didn't see it. However, that's the huge challenge of autonomous driving, but from that moment forward, we have come across much safer technology in general. Roadblock. Next, let's talk about the dashcam footage from Route 78 West in New Jersey that captured something that looked like a normal scene from a horror movie. A random roadblock was happening in the middle of the highway at night, with no official vehicles or warning signs available. The video shows the dashcam-equipped vehicle approaching what appears to be deliberately placed obstacles or vehicles blocking the traffic lanes. Then suddenly a man came forward trying to stop the person from moving further ahead. And the person who made the car slow down was reaching into his pocket, and at that point, the driver just slammed on the accelerator and moved away. 100,000 lumen escape. Finally, the last disturbing video on our list is the police dashcam, capturing one of the most unusual escape attempts ever recorded. Here, a suspect used an extraordinarily powerful 100,000 lumen flashlight to temporarily blind the pursuing officer. A lot of people are joking in the comments, saying that he waited for this moment all his life, but we need to understand what actually happened here. A typical car produces about 1,000 to 2,000 lumens of light. 100,000 lumens of light is approximately 50 times brighter and is capable of temporarily blinding the driver, causing disorientation and even retinal damage if it's too close in range. The video shows the car using the 100,000 lumen flashlight. The policeman is screaming in pain. Just a moment later, the car was nowhere to be found. So which dashcam footage was the most disturbing to you? Let us know in the comments down below. If you want to see more disturbing content like this, subscribe to the channel now and ring the bell icon to always stay up to date.